Hey, everybody. What's up? It's your girl, Constance Carter, and welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. Listen, y'all, I got a headache already, even just thinking about this topic that we are going to talk about. We're talking about a deeply unsettling story that sheds light on the darker side of a family breakdown. A father, somebody's daddy, y'all. I don't even know if we can call him a father. What y'all think? A father has expressed relief and even celebration over the death of his son, claiming it as a way to avoid paying child support. Now, this shocking reaction raises questions about our societal values and the state of fatherhood. We are currently in our current state of family dynamics. I don't know, man. This seems like a 911 in our community, but it doesn't represent the sum total of us all. But this is very frightening to hear this conversation and then to see it go viral and explode in the way it has. But before we really even get into this video, I have the most beautiful, amazing, intelligent queens on the planet rocking with me today. First of all, we have Vanessa Gopal. She has a master's in public policy, entrepreneur, and she's an international travel advisor. And then we have Miss Athena Gardner. She is a CPA and wealth coach, y'all. Move her away from me because they're gonna get us mixed up because we both got the red and blonde going on. I don't want her next to me. There we go. Thank y'all. And then we have Dr. Charm. Look, I'm the funny one today, Dr. Charm. She's a stand-up comedian, and she's also a doctor. That's hence the name Dr. Charm. And she's a psychic medium. So if y'all want to holler at her, girl, she got the tea. And then we have Ms. Felice. Where's she at? Where? Okay, there she is. Right. Yes, she is the Be Big. You didn't put your stuff in. She is the Be Big coach and therapist. Thank you all for joining me today, y'all. So listen, y'all. Okay, y'all want? Hey, let me ask audience a question. Y'all want to kill some brain cells real quick? Y'all want to kill some brain cells? Let's listen to this video.
Tired, man, and I don't appreciate everybody sitting up here talking about, oh, you going viral off of your son's death. You going viral off of your son's death. I ain't going viral off of my son's death. But if y'all gave me this, y'all can't say it's something wrong with me doing this shit through my son. LeBron James doing it through his son. Dwayne Wade got that faggot ass son, and he doing it, and Magic Johnson got them punk ass kids, and they doing it through their kids. Your kids is your investment. Like I say, I ain't meant for this to happen. I just made a fucking post. But y'all ain't finna sit up here and make me think that our kids ain't not an investment. I invested a lot into my son. So if y'all gave me this, y'all can sit up and say, oh, you making money off your son. You making money off your son. Or you going viral off your son. LeBron James went viral off of Bronny.
How many of y'all lost brain cells listening to that? I did. I want to start with the good doctor, because we need some therapy. I need some therapy after this shit. This some bull. Doc, please. What are your thoughts about this? I need you to get off mute though. Oh, I like your hair, girl. I didn't even pay attention to you earlier. Look at you looking all crude and stuff. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Constance. Well, first it's alarming, right, to hear this. And the way that he justifies it by throwing other people under the bus about them and what they're doing with their families is horrible. But it's also, signaling like where we are, as a people, possibly a community, because I'm sure that he just didn't conjure up this alone. Like he's probably got a crew who's amening him back somewhere saying, that's right. And it's really alarming because unfortunately, a lot of our children have to pay for our choices. And what did that child have to do with him not wanting to be a father figure, not wanting him to be a role model, not wanting him to be a support emotionally and or financially, like for him to wish that. But let me just tell you this too, that as a therapist, I mean, this is not uncommon that people really do harbor some deep dark thoughts and feelings that he didn't have the wherewithal not to share on a social media platform that could go viral. But he's not alone. There's a lot of people who harbor deep darkness within themselves that you don't necessarily hear. But I'm glad that he came out to the forefront and he put himself out there, because I'd rather people speak their truth out in the open so I can see you, than him to have these feelings and harbor it and just stay underground and you never know what he's really thinking or feeling. But it's alarming.
No, understood. And when you said that about people amening him, that actually spoke to me personally, because I could tell you that I've had experiences similar with somebody I was once married to that is equally as ignorant. And me overhearing some people just encouraging some foolishness. And I remember when one of them came up to me one day and was like, try to hug me. I was like, oh, you don't know I heard. No, back up. And this boy was like, I was just trying to be a friend. Well, if you are a friend and if you are a man, tell him the right thing to do. Don't encourage the foolishness. As a man, y'all supposed to hold each other accountable. You ain't supposed to just agree just because you're trying to be somebody's friend. So that right there, when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, people actually do that shit. People actually ain't telling people the truth. Because I be thinking, when I listen to, when I hear the ignorant stuff that comes out of this person's mouth, I be like, I wonder if he's telling other people this. And he is. And they're saying yes. And they might just be saying yes to just be like, nigga, get out my face. Or they might be saying yes to really encourage him. I don't know, but it's absolutely crazy. What do you think, Vanessa? Did you cringe when I said the N-word? I think I saw you jump a little bit. Did you jump?
No, I mean, I cringed at the video. The conversation is. I'm like, the thing is about it, and as a woman, there's so many layers to this. I feel like you have women in around the globe who struggle with fertility issues. I mean, and just the thought of how children are like miracles. Like if you have a healthy child and that you were able to bring into the world, that child is a miracle, because there's so many things that go wrong. So I think it's just the insensitivity of the way that he's expressing himself is what I have a problem with. But what's interesting, Dr. Felice, is you said something, and I want to bring it up. So when I took care of my father for 9 years, he was completely, disabled, and and he was blind, and it was extremely difficult. I was 28 when I took care of him, and I mean, it's a lot of work. And I remember going through therapy sessions afterward, and I remember the therapist asking me, "It's okay that you feel a little bit of relief when he passed away. It's okay to feel that. You feel bad. And I was like, well, I don't. It's a guilty feeling of feeling like that. But if your whole life is like, I'm taking care of this person, so a part of, I think that there's something wrong with him mentally, obviously, but on the flip side, maybe he's expressing something, just not in a valid way
Do
of
not give
relief.
him that.
No,
Don't give him. Don't give it to him.
No,
Don't, because
no, no.
listen. What you're saying about your experience is very valid. I know tons of people who end up taking care of people who are sick and feeling a sense of relief,
Mhm.
right? When they die, doesn't mean that they didn't love them. This man was not taking care of no sick child. He was obviously a deadbeat dad. That is not the same. And when you are a mother or you're a parent, you will go through great lengths to do whatever you can for your children. If you're a
Absolutely.
parent, a good parent, it doesn't matter. You will every inch, every ounce of energy you have in your body if you are a good and present parent. So don't compare him to your
No,
situation,
no,
sis.
I'm just saying
Don't
when
even
Dr.
give him
Felice,
no excuse.
yeah,
Don't
I'm
give
saying when
no.
Dr.
I'm
Felice
not gonna take it.
when Dr. Felice brought up deep dark feelings. I mean,
Yeah.
I obviously disagree. I think that it's a horrible comment to make in the context and the way that he made it. It doesn't seem like he was involved in his child's life. It doesn't seem like he was very dedicated. However, people can still have those feelings. So that's my point, that those feelings do exist. Because when you said that, it kind of, but this,
No. We ain't gonna get okay, let's
Vanessa's
go
like,
to
no,
Athena.
no.
Wait, before I go to Athena, Big Mac said, and I love what he said. He said this he does not represent the best of us. He absolutely represents the worst of men, black men. Athena, what you think of that? Bull. any parent that celebrates the death of their child is below the bottom below, just garbage to me. But go ahead, go off.
Well, I'm glad that we're discussing it, because when I first saw this story, because I was the one who brought it to the group, I was just like, this is like a level of dust that I have just not seen in life before. I
A
said,
level of
"It's
dust
child-"
as in dusty.
Yes, I was like, it's child support pressing y'all neck so bad that you are relieved
They
that
they,
your
they get to keep
child
their
is
little
dead.
$50 that they pay a month for
Listen,
these
I had
babies.
to look it up. You know, I don't have kids, so I was like, let me go look this up. And I found a stat. I said the U.S. Census Bureau saying the average child support payment is $441. Now that stat was from 2021, but even if you adjust it for inflation, you still under 500. So I'm just like, in this economy, $500 ain't doing anything. That's not scratching the surface. I don't even think that's groceries for a month for kids. I think I spend more than $500 a month in food, actually. So,
And it's just you, right? And it's just you.
and it's just me.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
I'm just very like shocked and appalled that this is where we are as a community. One thing I can say is like, thank God, Hashalaboya, I do not have kids by no dusty man, honey. I said, look at what good life choices have brought me to, because the level of dust in these streets, girls, ladies, y'all got Debbie's baby daddy. I'm gonna say a prayer or two for you guys.
Listen, it's hard out here. It is hard. It really is. And let's talk about this whole idea of child support, because there's this thing that I think that these black men are saying they're not voting for Kamala because of child support issues. I know you just came back on here, Dr. Charm. I'm going to get your opinion really quick. But the idea that a lot of black men, and I know we have a lot of black men watching, so it'll be really good to get your opinion. But y'all be mad as shit about having to pay for your child, which is crazy. You want to pay when you want to pay. Then you pay a little $50 a month or the $50 a week or whatever you think is really, really big. Then you want an accounting for the little $50 you paid, and not understanding the cost that it takes. I spend $500 a week just in my household on my children. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all, a little $50, like I'm gonna go ahead and be real. I don't get no child support for mine, right? But I've always taken care of all of my kids, right? But when they do ask the man for $20 for DoorDash, they get a 30-minute lecture. Okay. 30. And my youngest don't ask for my, I think the last time my youngest one asked for some money was probably back in January. He just doesn't want to be bothered. So it's unfortunate that you have men out here that are just not interested in taking care, not just financially, right, but physically as well. And before I get to you, Dr. Charm, let me just reset real quick. You guys, you're watching Fly Nubian Money. And we love when you guys come here and talk to us every day at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We love for you to talk back to us and talk black to us, because this is a dialogue and it's not a monologue. So we love all the comments in the comment section. We're going to get to you. We're going to put you on the screen too, because we love to talk back and forth with you as well. Every time you want to get notification when we go live, text the word Queens to 87948. That's QUENS to 87948. And y'all, guess what? We on Spotify. So if you want to hear us, you can't see us, you want to hear us, you can't see us, you want to hear us, go to Spotify and search for Fly Nubian Money. And if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, go to flynubianmoney.com. Now, Dr. Charm, I know you had to get off real quick because you had some situations and stuff going on. Did you see that video? And are your brain cells gone after watching that video?
Child, I don't know. The maintenance man decided to just show up unexpectedly right now, and I'm tired, Jesus. But put that producer, please put the picture back up of the cross colors, because I had a question. If you don't mind putting that photo back up.
See, you already clowned it. I already know where you going.
Where is that picture? No, not that one. The other one with when he had the fro with the fro. Yes, that one. Now I was wondering. I used to love watching Martin back in the 90s, and I always wondered what became of Jerome when the show went off the air. And so now we know this is what happened to Jerome when Martin went off the air. And I want to wish him well. That's all. Take care of the babies. But that's it. He said he's avoided paying his child support payments. There's a thin layer of dust, just like this dust
Sis, it ain't
my
thin,
goodness.
baby.
No, it
It's
ain't.
not
It's
thin.
thick.
It ain't
You know, the
thin, sis.
dust is
The
abounding.
dust is
And
not
we
dust
just,
bunnies from the
you know,
swipe,
it's the
honey.
babies who suffer. You know, women. It's the babies who suffer. Women, y'all are laying down with these men. I'm in one of these groups on Facebook where they send a warning about, they put the man's picture up and they warn like, oh, ladies, does he got another woman? It's called I dated him or something. They got like 50,000 members. So at least somebody is trying to take some initiative and some, you know, age. And there's so many stories about these women that put up with the bare minimum. And it boils down to self-esteem. If you're dating him and he's not taking care of the kids that he has, how do you think he's going to take care of yours? So, and not trying to put this on the women, but at the end of the day, we're the ones that have to carry the children. And whatever you believe on abortions or not, abortion is not birth control. Birth control is birth control. Also, there's called mental birth control, which is don't even lay down with these. Anyways, okay.
Where my tambourine?
Get your tambourine.
Listen, that part, mental
on that one.
control.
I'm about to throw my shoe at this screen. Okay, you said that. Listen, there is. I think there's some mental health challenges here, and we're gonna go to that, Dr. Fleece, in a little bit. But you know, Big Mac said it's insulting to a man who takes care of his child or children to be put on child support. I 100% agree. If you are consistent and you are paying and you are equally taking care of your children, you should not be going down to the white man and having him get involved. Absolutely not. I would never think to do that. What do you guys think? Do you think child support is, because I do understand where people think that child support is a method to keep the black man down, to keep what's the percentage actually, Dr. Fleece, you think of people who are put on child support that have to be, and people who are put on child support because of how they're, you know, they just want revenge because maybe the man don't want to be with them or whatever? Unmute yourself, boo.
I think the have to be percentage is high. And it's really unfortunate that it has to be that high. I mean, I told y'all before, like, I saw my mother chase my dad for child support. So I refused to do it. But it really boggles me because a lot of these men who you have to force to pay child support, they probably have family members, or if they go back in their past and saw how their mother struggled. How does that not play a role in your decision to say, I'm not going to do what my dad didn't do, and I'm going to do something different? Because I know that my father didn't have his dad in his life, and I know that my grandmother struggled. So for you to repeat that cycle, it's almost like a curse, a generational curse, where you don't stop it where you are and say, I'm going to be responsible. And I agree with the ladies. Like, I know that we bring it back on the woman, but we do bear the burden because we're the ones who have to decide whether or not I'm going to bring this child to this planet or whether or not I'm going to abort it. That responsibility is on us.
No, and I get 100%. It is on us. And yeah,
we've got to make better choices. And until we come up with the universal vasectomy plan, and I'm serious, I really think that instead of us having to decide whether or not we get on birth control, why not give them vasectomies? Like, it's reversible.
Castration for people like him. Castration for people who don't have the mental capacity to take care of children. Just cut it off. Just cut it off. Okay, Athena, let me ask you a question. As far as child support, I know you said you were raised in a household. I think you said you had a mom and then your dad wasn't in your household. And I know you don't have children. Did your dad pay child support? How did that work with you and your siblings?
Well, I grew up with my dad, so.
Oh, you live with your dad? You live with your dad?
Yeah, my parents are together. Yeah, so my parents are together to this day. 40 years.
Are? Oh, I thought you said your mom was separate from your dad. Okay, go ahead.
We'll talk about it another time. But yes, I grew up with my dad and my stepmom.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up with my dad and stepmom for together, and so I'm not used to a dusty man. I'm used to a man that provides for his family, and he paid for all of us to go to school, and you know, the trust and everything is set up. So I'm not, when men come in a certain way, I just don't even know how to respond to that. Mm-hmm. But I do have male friends who do have child support situations, and I was always curious about it, and I found out how much they do pay, and it does fall within that average I told you guys.
But $400?
I think one was paying 300 something and one was paying under 5. So I was just like, okay, but they were still angry about just being put on it. There was a level of anger that, you know, because if they miss a payment or something happened, they can go to jail, and they were angry about having to be accountable. And also I felt like because the woman also moved on, there was like a lot of like vitriol about that whole situation. So when I learned that from them, I realized it doesn't matter how much the amount is. There's like a feeling of betrayal that you put them in the system for child support.
You know what, though?
And they were, and to their credit, these are men that do take care of their children. So, because I don't associate with dusty people.
If I can say this though, Athena, the level of, when you're not taking care of your kids, the level of betrayal really is on the children. You know, the betrayal is you brought these kids in the world, but you don't want to take care of them. And I'm gonna go ahead and speak from my personal experience too, because I'm, again, the sole provider. I've always been the sole provider, right? So I've always been the sole provider for everybody in my family. And then, you know, when I got divorced, you know, I was hoping that he would help out, but he doesn't. And so when my kids ask him for money, he's like, your mom got it. Your mom got all the money. Your mom got all the money. And so my boys are, you know, they're old enough to understand, just because whether you think my mom has more money than you or not, it's what they tell their dad. It doesn't absolve you from you having to take care of us as well. It is still your responsibility as a father to take care of us as well. Now, here's the thing. I'm outside. I'm living. I'm enjoying. He is too. Enjoy your life, bro. Hang out, travel, go eat, go do your thing, but take care of your kids. And that's one thing that a lot of these brothers don't do. And then they get mad because you put their ass on child support, and you know, now they ain't got no passport, their license is suspended, they can't get certain jobs because you weren't taking care of business. Now, Vanessa, what do you think about the idea of child support? Do you think it's a necessary evil that we have to use as Black women?
I think for child support, I mean, if you're not taking care of your children, then you should be on child support. For men that do take care of their children and they provide and they, you know, they do what they need to do. I mean, I don't think you need to put them in the system. I do think that the system is not set up for, you know, Black men who take care of their children. Child support was designed for men who just make babies and they feel like they don't have to take care of them. That amount, Athena, is a joke. The average amount of, you know, 400 or whatever dollars for a child, we run through that in a week in food. And let's not throw on activities. Let's not throw on clothes. Let's not throw on random ice cream outings or play dates. Like, that's just the bare minimum for maybe a week. So
Constant looked like she about to ratchet up when you were talking.
Listen,
yeah,
I'm thinking about all this shit. I got 4 of them.
Yeah, it's a joke. But like you, Athena, I feel like it's important for women specifically, and that's why dads are so important. I had 2 great dads. I had I hate the word stepdad, but bonus dad, and I had my biological dad, who were really, they set the bar. So me dating dusty broke men was never, I just don't like, you couldn't even approach
Where
me.
is my
My
tambourine?
dad used to bring me flowers, you know, from elementary school just on a regular day. So my bar was set high. I think it's extremely important for us to, you know, to raise our girl children. If you don't have a father figure, as even as a mother, get them around a positive coach, a positive you know, minister at the church, a positive man, so that they can see what a good man treats women like. Because despite us looking at this guy, there are great Black men. This is not, we are not like, oh, okay, this is what Black men do. I know so many Black men that take care of their children. So yes, child support is needed for men who, you know, don't take care of their kids. You call them, try to get money from them, you can't do it. But I know men that have been put on child support who were, you know, doing everything that their children needed, paying for, you know, sports, picking them up, and because the mom was bitter and, you know, angry, put them on child support. So I disagree with that. But in the sense, if you don't take care of your child, you should absolutely be uncomfortable in the child support system. Your ass need to be uncomfortable.
Your ass need to be uncomfortable. Thank you. There is a comment. Let me go to that before I reset. Where Black Queens said, I mean, Gija Transport said Black Queens need to raise better dusty men. And, you know, and then we always talk about how Black women need to choose better, right? Again, I'm gonna do a personal testimonial. I just feel like doing personal testimonies today. But for me, I was married for 132 years. So it's not like I just had some couple of baby daddies. I was actually married. And when we were married, he was a present father. And then when we were no longer married or together, he was not a present father, unfortunately. And when you talked about how your dad sent you flowers, I feel so bad for my daughter, because my daughter told me one day, Mom, I would really like for you to, have a man so I would love to have a father figure. And then when I tell them, stuff about, hey, you know what? I try to encourage them to have relationships with their dad, and I try to take up for them and stuff like that. I don't talk like this to them. She'll go, Mom, you had a good dad. You don't know what it's like for us not to have a good dad. So you're coming from your perspective of you having an amazing dad. We don't. So you're giving him the benefit of the doubt that you would have given to your dad. And so and then I would, encourage them to have these relationships with him. And I had to stop, because I was like, it's causing more toxicity to them, or at least my daughter, when she would call and, have all, she would be stressed out for the next 3 days and all that. I was like, I'm not doing that to her no more. I'm not going to encourage her to be a part of this. I'm not going to encourage her to try to talk to him. I'm not going to encourage any of that stuff, because you need a yin and yang. All kids need a male and a female. You need that, but you don't need the toxic shit. So I'm not going to encourage my child to have a relationship with somebody that's toxic. Not at all. So anyway, you are watching Fly Nubian Money. We come live every day. This is where we help you to maximize your money. If you ever need to get information on how to grow your money, not blow your money, text Queens to go to flynubianmoney.com. And then if you want to get notifications when we come live, text the word Queens to 87948. And go to Spotify. Search the word Fly Nubian Money so that you can listen to us if you can't see us. All right. So there is another video. Y'all ready? Wait. Well, hold on. I need you guys to prep for this. Let's prime our minds, because we're about to lose some more brain cells. Listen to this shit. Let's go. All right, let's go.
Once again, man, I never wanted kids, bro. I ain't no family type of nigga. I ain't the type of nigga to be connected. I don't like being connected to women like that. I don't like to be 100% connected to no woman like that. I just never did. Since I was young, I just never liked it. I never liked it to be connected to a woman like that, because women are slimy, women are conniving, women can be some bad people sometimes. So why the fuck would I want to have kids with a bitch and be locked in with a bitch for the rest of my life? Hell no, I never wanted that.
Let's have a moment of silence for this ignorant ass shit that we just saw. All right. Dr. Felice, I need you to therapize this. Give us your feedback on this silliness.
Something happened in his childhood. Something happened with regards with him and his relationship with his mother. And I don't know what it was. It's possible that she wasn't a proper role model. It's possible that the environment that he grew up in didn't have positive women that showed him traits that were admirable. And he probably doesn't hang around people who see women properly. And so he's only coming from a space of what he knows and what he's seen, and he feels very justified in it. And so when you don't expand your circles and you don't come outside of your spaces and you don't see something different, then this is what it shows and this is how it represents. But my thing is, his disregard for women is so little. Well, why not be gay? Like, just go and be with men. If you don't want to be with them.
If you want a man, just say so.
Man, just say so. I mean, we're in a time now. It's okay. Like, just come out, because his disregard for us is atrocious, and it's a woman who got you here. And so him and his lack of respect for us is some trauma in his life that has not been addressed, and he needs some healing. Obviously.
What'd you say, Dr. Charm?
He even got the Jerome teeth. Like, he even got the missing tooth in the front.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm trying to move past Jerome, but I can't. But yeah, I agree with Doc that there's some trauma going on. And the thing is if he knew that he didn't want children, then definitely it would be on him to have a vasectomy, because he resents his own mother. He resents female figures in his life. He resents these women, but he's still sexually attracted to women, but still not liking them. You know, a man can be sexually attracted to you and not like you, and he'll show you in every way if he doesn't like you. But on the flip side, I do, want to talk a little bit about the child support system is right to be abused. And I will say that as a woman, and I'm in a very small minority of women, but I'm a woman who used to have to pay child support. And I had the majority custody of my daughter when she was younger. She's 21 now. But because I lived in the state, Arizona, and I made much more money than than my daughter's father, I had to pay child support. And there were all kind of, and I will not go into specifics, but there were all kind of ways that he was able to abuse the child support system. And I was under a lot of stress behind it for many years. And so I want to talk about that because I got a taste of what some of these men are going through. There are men who do take care of their children. A woman will get mad and he didn't save receipts. And the courts look at it as like, if you gave the woman money and you're not on child support, then that's just a gift. It doesn't count. And there are many men who weren't on the papers for years, and the woman gets upset because he's dating somebody new or something. And then he's next thing you know, he's got $50,000 in back child support because she's mad. And so I do want to talk about that because it's a real thing and it's something that I went through.
And I would be interested really to know, like, is that the greater majority? Because, it might, there's probably some cases, and I don't know, I couldn't even call it, but I would suspect that there are abuses, but I would suspect that more people probably should be on child support, and they should be taking care of their children. And if you are taking care of your children, here's the thing: if you're on child support and you pay the support, guess what? You ain't got nothing to worry about, right? Vanessa, what do you think about that last video?
Just, yeah, like I'm with Dr. Felice. Just go ahead and come out the closet. Like, just come out. It's cool. But yeah, I think when I looked at this video, I honestly thought, at what point, like, or how was he raised? That's literally what my question was. And at what point did it get so bad where you just deteriorated at a snowballing speed? Because I just don't. When you look at a child, right? We bring children into this world. They're innocent. And then you slowly see them change. So at what age? What's his background? What's his family? How was he raised? That is literally what I thought about when I looked at this video, because it's just a lot. It's like you hate women, you don't want kids, but you're sleeping with all these women. You're making babies. Obviously, you're not having protected sex. It's so many layers. But at the base of it, how were you raised? And if this is a similar situation to how other males were raised, like, what can we do to stop it? And at what point, like, how do you stop this cycle of this type of individual being raised and having these feelings and then now abusing women? Because when you just sleep with a bunch of women, make babies, don't take care of them, you hate women. That's a form of emotional abuse for a woman.
Yeah, okay, so go back to that picture of that little baby, him holding that baby. That baby looked like he about maybe one, maybe two.
Yeah.
How long do you really think this man paid child support? And then you got Gija Transport that says, why are y'all bashing him like that? It's not his fault how he was raised. I bet his mother, if you could put that on screen, why are y'all bashing him like that? It's not his fault how he was raised. I bet his mother didn't pick a good man for her. So you can't fault him for what he was around, him and what he was taught. You're a grown-ass man. I had childhood trauma. Many people have childhood trauma. We have things that we didn't like about our parents. You do different because you know better. How long are you going to blame your parents for your trauma? Right and wrong is I think an inherent thing. So you saying that you glad that your son died and you want to blame the way he was raised? Out of here. Come on now. You a grown-ass man. You got no right from wrong, unless he has some mental challenges, which it looks like from these pictures he just may. Athena, what do you think of the idea of actually the last video that he said, please?
I think with this guy, we have to look at the issue. So there's a lot of men who operate this way, right? And I think the issues is when we're meeting and when we're meeting people, they're not bringing their true self. They got their representative. Now, if he would have said, you know what, I don't really care for women like that. I don't really want to have kids. I don't really want to have even a good relationship with you. All I just want is the poems. Then that is something a woman can now decide, right? But unfortunately, I feel like a lot of women, first of all, I don't know why anybody lay down with him, so we can say that. But a lot of women choose to entertain men not fully understanding what their intentions are for them, and then the children suffer. Yeah. Coming out of these situations. There are a lot of men who don't feel like connected to women, who don't really like women like that, but they like the poems. And that has caused the issues that we've had as a community, because now you're bringing children, and the relationship you have with that partner is definitely going to affect the relationship you have with their children. It definitely does pass through on the men and the woman's side, because I can talk about the woman's side with my mom. Like, she definitely treated my brother way better than me because, you know, she hated my dad. So, you know, and that's a whole other topic we can talk about. But I think that, and I can't even be, I know, Constance, you might chew my head off a little bit. There is something to say that as women, we need to be more selective and not pick these dusty ass men to
listen. I got married before my prefrontal cortex was developed.
Constance, you're different, but if you in like a harem situation, like a future Nick Cannon, you know, Cam situation, if you in a harem and you see you gonna be in this lineup, you can't complain now because you saw the lineup. You saw where you
knew what the job was when you took it.
Basically. But see, Sierra got out of that future harem and she got her Russell